Just got unloaded at the Fairbanks airport. That was interesting. I'm pulling two 45-foot flatbed trailers, so they couldn't unload me in their unloading area because I didn't have room to turn around. So what they had to do is they had to escort me onto the tarmac and unload me where their planes are parked. And then they had to escort me off across the runway to get back out. So, but it got done. And there's more of this stuff coming up. I guess I'll be bringing more of it. Man, it's heavy. Whew. I was down to the low side of transmission on a few hills. On the Parks Highway, even. Not even any like major mountain passes. Just the regular hills. Trailers loaded with that stuff. I was probably grossing over 100,000 pounds. But we're heading south, getting the hell out. Off of here, man. Man, it was heavy. Yesterday morning in Anchorage. Should be only about a 6-hour drive to Fairbanks, but no, I didn't make it up there in time, so I had to wait till this morning to get it off. Not bad though. It's a little after 9. I got there at 8:30, so yeah, it'll go faster the next trip because they'll kind of know what they have to do. So we'll mosey on south. I won't get down there in time to load, I don't think. I'll probably just load first thing in the morning. Something changes, and it may change. Seems to do that a lot around here, changing just out of the blue, you know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of zoned out, man. I fought with this load all the way up from Anchorage. It's so heavy. And there's bags of sand, pallets with bags of sand. And you could stop, tighten the straps, right? Go less than 100 miles down the road, stop again, and half of them are loose. And it's just, it's never ending. Probably getting about 2.5 to 3 miles to the gallon. I burned a crap ton of fuel. I think it'd be cheaper in the long run to just run 2 trucks instead of 1 truck and 2 trailers. But then I get it, man. You got to pay 2 drivers. But there's a lot of, as we would say in South Louisiana, a lot of rigmarole, you know, in all this, trying to do all this. With the 2 trailers, trying to get in and out of where I load, trying to get in and out of where I unload. Just the sheer weight of it. How long it takes me to get up here, how much fuel I'm burning. I don't know. Of course, a lot of that I have to deal with. They don't have to deal with it in the office. So, and I'm not trying to sound mean when I say that, so they don't really care, but it doesn't really dawn on them, I don't think. So there you go. Plus, they're doing that international road blitz thing, and yes, they do that up here too. So the scale's going to be open because I'm empty now, but tomorrow I'll be loaded. But even being empty, I mean, they can still check things. They had a DOT inspection set up down here at the 209 yesterday, but I got lucky. I'd been inspected within the last month, and they had 2 trucks in there already. To be honest, I don't think he wanted to deal with me with the 2 trailers and having to check all the tires and brakes and everything. So he just said, "Oh, go on." I didn't argue with him. Beautiful day, man. Beautiful day. We're spitting out a little snow up here in Nenana this morning. But it's going to be a nice sunny day. It's supposed to get up in the 50s in Fairbanks. Springtime. They're even mowing the grass in the median back there on the 4-lane. The grass is getting green. It's the middle of May. It's about time for it. Station. That's only a one-way way station. I don't know if he's got it open yet. He's in there. Yep, it's open. I went by it earlier. It was closed. But there's not much going on today. It's a beautiful day, like I said, and I'm unloaded and heading south. And maybe I'll do a video tomorrow after I get loaded. I'm trying to get the hell out of Anchorage. I'll show you what I'm pulling. Stress, man, just maneuvering around. The thing about Anchorage, here's the thing about Anchorage, Alaska. Alaska has less people per square mile than any other state in America, even less than Wyoming. So you have all kinds of room in Alaska, more room than any other state. Yet you go into Anchorage, which is a city of about 250,000 people. So it's technically a major city, but it's not exactly a metropolis. But, I mean, for Alaska it is the biggest city in Alaska. It's the only real major city in Alaska. Fairbanks is not a major city. But everything is built on top of everything. It's like you have all this open space where you could build. And I get it, you got mountains, you've got water, you know, you do have some restrictions where you can't go out, but you could go north for a long way out of Anchorage. But for some reason, Anchorage, everything in Anchorage, even all the industrial warehousing and trucking and all that, is all pretty much crammed in the middle of town. And a lot of these companies, if not most of them, pull sets, they pull doubles. And they have to get in and out of these places. And it's just like, why do y'all build things like that in this town? I really don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but whatever. You know, it is what it is, you know. I just find it really funny how they just cram everything in like that. Even being empty, man. These two trailers with that dual axle converter dolly still get slowed down on these hills. Not as bad, obviously. I'm 12 minutes into this video and nothing has happened. That's exciting. I mean, it's just a Parks Highway. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal to most Alaska drivers. This hill right here in the wintertime, I've burned out on it a couple of times pulling doubles. Being heavy. Had to chain up. Parks Highway is usually pretty uneventful. A lot more traffic on it now since the tourists are out, or terrorists as they like to call them up here. We'll get up this hill and down the next, and up the next, and down the next. Etc. Then it'll flatten out before we get to Nenana. And it is what it is. That's what we used to say in the 80s. It be what it be. Liked my little rant about the English only thing and the accidents. I want people to know it's not a political thing with me. Like I said in the video, I don't care who did it. I don't care if Joe Biden did it. It just happened to be the Trump administration that did it. That's fine. It just needed to be done. And I pointed out the fact that, yes, it is true, the Obama administration rescinded that law that said you had to be able to speak and know English, speak and read English to get a commercial license. It's been on the books since the 30s. But then they started giving people tests in their native languages, and I'm like, no, they need to learn English for their own sake as well as others. Now, you crashing into, you know, a bunch of cars and trucks, that really has nothing to do with you not knowing English. That's a cultural thing. That's a cultural thing. And somebody brought up a point on Facebook I saw, and his point was, what if they're doing it on purpose? And you know, I never thought about that. Like these people drive cars into crowds of people as an act of terrorism. What if they're doing it on purpose? It's a good question. It really is a good question. I don't know. I don't have the answer. But it's a good question. I hope not. But if it is, I hope Secretary Duffy jumps right on it. Because this has to stop. You notice they keep doing the same thing. Right? They keep driving into a bunch of vehicles without stopping. So it kind of makes you wonder. And almost all of them are foreign born. Now, it has happened with American drivers. It's happened to people in cars. It's happened to people in trucks. But almost every time they had a reason. They were looking at their phone, or they were messing with something they shouldn't be messing with, or something like that. And that's why. But these really don't have reasons. There are some that say, oh, he's looking at his iPad or something. Possibly. But it's the same thing over and over again. Now, it could be they're all distracted, and when you're distracted, we all pretty much do the same thing. We're not looking and we hit somebody. Or a bunch of people. So I'm not saying that I believe it's intentional. I'm just saying, what if? You have to examine everything, man. You know, you have to go through the scenarios. What if this is this? That may not be, and I hope it's not, because big if, it were determined that these guys are doing it on purpose. If one of them spoke up and said, yeah, you know, we're all part of this, whatever, Al-Qaeda, whatever, I don't know, Hamas thing, and we're all sent over here, get a work visa, and do this. Because not only does it kill people, but it disrupts the supply chain, because then people start crying about wanting to put more regulations on trucks, and then that just slows the trucks down, so it slows down commerce in the U.S., and this and that. Terrorizes people. If that were the case, I mean, you would have to just suspend every work visa from anyone who's driving right now. And just say, I'm sorry. And it could be like a nice guy. It could be some guy from India or some guy from Russia or wherever, and he means no harm and he's learned the language. You know, a guy from Mexico and he's learned the language and he just wants to contribute and make a good living, but now he's going to be harmed. Or she, female drivers out here, are going to be harmed because of these guys. They may end up doing that anyway, whether they figure out if it's terrorism or not, just because it's happening so often with guys with work visas. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. But I'm glad that we have, well, so far, I like Secretary Duffy. We'll see. Because we could have someone on there who's a real militant about, wanting to put more regulations on the trucking industry. And we don't need that, because that's not the problem. That is not even close to the problem. The problem, I don't even know what it is. Well, I know we got guys who can't speak or read English. And we have guys, I don't know, maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. I have no idea. But it was an interesting, thought that I never thought of. What if it's intentional? Like the guy who drove through the crowd in New Orleans. Or the guy who drove through the crowd there in Waukesha, Wisconsin a few years ago. And they've had some more. Didn't they have one in New York, I believe? I can't remember. they've been bullied in school or something. And what if someone's just sort of leaning them that way, turning them that way? Saying, you know how you could, stop these bullies and have the ultimate send-off? Just go in there and start blasting, man. I don't know. I think the one in Uvalde may have been, something that someone, I don't want to say planned, but there's a lot of odd things with that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? I don't believe everything is a psyop. I don't believe Uvalde was a psyop. I do believe, though, that there may have been some external figures that were involved in that. But these guys, with the work visas, driving into crowds of people, driving into vehicles, stopped cars and trucks, and I don't know, maybe they're doing it on purpose. I don't know. Anyway, I'll go ahead and end this video. It's a nice day, man. It's too nice a day to worry about things like that, but we have to. The world's a very dangerous place. But I appreciate you watching. I appreciate a like, subscribe. That'd be great. We need to build up drivers, real truck drivers, here on this channel. Not trucking companies, not trucking company experts or spokespeople, actual guys who are out here, right? Who are out here busting it every day, man. Guys like me and thousands, if not millions of others, men and women, from rookies to guys like me who's been doing it for 30 plus years. Promote these people, and I don't mean the cutesy little videos, of some girl wearing a little crop top and she's trying to look cute and she's doing a video. Oh, I'm a truck driver. Nothing against female drivers. Don't get me wrong. Total respect to them, but you know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. No, we need to promote the trucking industry, the drivers who are out here. The guys who don't block up the fuel lines, the guys who know how to park between the lines at the truck stop, right? The guys who don't pull into a shipper or receiver and pull halfway through the gate and set their brakes and jump out, blocking the entrance. The guys who dress like grown adults who are out working, doing a job, doing a blue-collar job. Those guys. That's who we need to promote. Here on YouTube, and social media, and everywhere else. We need to promote that. And Secretary Duffy, I hope you promote it. That we're not those guys out there that are slamming into other people. And you realize that the 30-minute break is killing us. The clock not stopping when we go off duty is killing us. It's not doing any good. It's harming us. But the railroads have a lot of lobbyists in Washington. And they're the ones who push for this kind of stuff. Anyway, I didn't mean to start going off on a rant. I was about to end the video. So I'm going to end it now, I promise. I appreciate you watching.